In the ever-evolving landscape of television, crossovers between beloved shows are a way to excite longtime fans while offering something new and unexpected. As we approach 2025, The Conners has become a staple of American television, much like its predecessor, Roseanne. The show, now a cornerstone of family-oriented sitcoms, has developed into something uniquely its own, while continuing the legacy of its sharp humor and relatable characters. But recently, an episode aired that felt very much like a crossover between The Conners and two of CBS's most iconic shows, Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory. For longtime viewers of The Conners, the evolution of the series into the 2025 season has brought a new level of creative dynamism. The writers have consistently found ways to keep the show fresh while staying true to its roots. But with this specific 2025 episode, there was a noticeable shift in tone and structure, one that felt distinctly different from previous installments. It was as if the spirit of Sheldon Cooper, both the adult version from The Big Bang Theory and the younger version from Young Sheldon, had somehow seeped into the DNA of the Conners. From the opening scene, the episode immediately sets a different tone. Rather than the typical family squabble or workplace drama that often takes center stage, this episode zeroes in on the intellectual pursuits and awkward social interactions of the characters, giving the audience a playful and somewhat meta-examination of the dynamics within the Connor family. It was as though the writers took the idiosyncratic humor of The Big Bang Theory, especially that of Sheldon Cooper, and infused it into the everyday interactions of the Connor household. Sheldon Cooper's influence on Dan and Darlene. A lot of the crossover magic happens through subtle interactions. The episode starts with Dan Connor, John Goodman, puzzling over a complicated new gadget he's purchased for the house. He's flummoxed by the instructions, growing increasingly frustrated as he tries to assemble it. Meanwhile, Darlene Connor, Sarah Gilbert, offers to help him, but she's equally bewildered by the technical jargon and abstract instructions, her sarcasm and exasperation shining through. It's at this moment that the writers throw in a little twist that feels like it's straight out of Young Sheldon or The Big Bang Theory. Darlene, who has often played the role of the sarcastic, no-nonsense intellectual in the Connor family, starts offering technical solutions in the same socially awkward, hyper-literal style that Sheldon Cooper might use. For example, she begins speaking in long, technical sentences, completely ignoring the emotional aspect of her father's frustration, leaving him dumbfounded and irritated. Dad, if you follow the linear series of steps involving the use of the manual dexterity system and reverse the torque on the Allen wrench, the outcome will likely result in successful assembly, Darlene says, in a tone that's eerily reminiscent of Sheldon's scientific lectures. Dan stares at her, completely confused. "What did you just say?" he mutters incredulously. Darlene, without missing a beat, responds, "It's simple science, Dad. You're just emotionally involved, and that's clouding your understanding of the procedure." This interaction is a clear nod to the way Sheldon often talks down to others on The Big Bang Theory, oblivious to their confusion and lack of intellectual knowledge. It's as though Darlene, for a moment, is channeling Sheldon's cold, intellectual demeanor. The contrast between her usual dry wit and this new persona adds an amusing layer to her character, while also showcasing her ability to step into a more Sheldon-like role. Jackie as the antagonist with a heart of gold. While Dan and Darlene may be embracing their newfound Sheldon-esque personas, the character of Jackie, Laurie Metcalf, takes a different approach. She is still the chaotic, well-meaning member of the family, but the episode allows her to step into a role that feels more in line with the unpredictable nature of The Big Bang Theory's Penny or Young Sheldon's Mary Cooper. Jackie, in her own way, becomes the emotional anchor of the episode, playing the role of someone who can balance the highly intellectual and technical aspects of the family's interactions with the warmth and chaos that has always been a core part of the Connors. However, Jackie struggles to understand the newfound obsession with intellectual pursuits that seems to be taking over her family. At one point, after she tries to intervene and get everyone to focus on something more normal, she accidentally breaks an important part of the gadget Dan was assembling. The entire family erupts in a way that feels reminiscent of the moments on The Big Bang Theory when a